UFC 324 is over. Here's my experience.
I see my haters proud of me now. When I'm around, it's all smiles. I took over my whole town.
Kick this thing off. I give this card, the UFC's return back in our lives after 6 weeks. I give this card a solid 7 out of 10. Not the most exciting card in the world, but I would say after everything that is lost, it's still delivered to be somewhat productive and an exciting card to start off the year. But with that being said, the first fight of the night, we had a really good prospect that looked like it's coming up. We had Ty Miller coming in and taking on the UFC welterweight mainstay Adam Fugue. It looked like the boxing that Ty Miller has is going to give a lot of welterweights fits in the octagon, as it looked like he's able to just be able to be patient and keep power strikes coming and look like jabs are coming, and it's just a very difficult style to get through. That man is undefeated, and I cannot wait to see who he gets next. But following that fight, we had the always talkative and always showy Josh Hockett taking on Denzel Freeman. And in this fight, it did not surprise me a little bit that Josh Hockett absolutely ran through Denzel Freeman. His debut was not that good, like, at all. It was very boring at that. But Josh Hockett is looking like he might be able to do something. He at least going to talk about it very loudly. And you can hate him all you want. If he's able to produce these style of fights and finishes, I mean, the UFC is going to keep him around, and who says no to that? And who does Josh Hockett get next? I have no idea, but he is calling his shot to get somebody in the rankings, that being Mick Parker and Shamil Gaziev. Who do you guys want to see him fight next? Let me know. In the next fight of the night, we had probably the biggest upset of the night, in my opinion. We had Mr. Alex Perez taking on Charles Johnson. This man, Alex Perez, came out there in his coveting style. I'm throwing hooks and I'm walking forward. You can stand right there if you want to. If you stand right there, you're probably going to go to sleep. And that's exactly what happened. Charles Johnson wasn't completely knocked out, but he was completely out of it. This man, Alex Perez, has been in there with the best of them, and he delivers power shots with the best of them. And if you're in the way of that, there's a good chance you're going to go down. And Alex Perez is looking like he is back, and he's looking like he's having another title run in him. What do you guys think about this performance? Let me know. Following that fight, we had a light heavyweight fight between Nikita Krylov and Modestas Bukauskas. And this fight was kind of set up for Modestas Bukauskas to finally break in their rankings and be like, I am here, I have arrived. I am not that Cage Warriors guy that just come over to the UFC and fight for fun. Versus Nikita Krylov, somebody who came into this fight on a very rough stretch. But this man, Nikita Krylov, put on a very vintage performance. Like he's able to turn the clock back 4 or 5 years and put on a very good performance all the way till 3. And that finish that he had was just icing on the cake of that performance. He was well on his way to win a decision in this fight. But Nikita Krylov, very good win in the light heavyweight division. Following that fight, we had a fight that I think almost no one expected this fight to go the distance. We had Atiba Gutierrez taking on Andre Puliev. And this fight, like I said, went the distance, all 15. And Atiba Gutierrez hit Puliev with some really big shots. That Russian just wouldn't go away, and he just kept coming forward. And Atiba Gutierrez kind of started looking like he was gassing towards the end of it. But, I mean, this man won a fight very convincingly at that, and he apologized for his performance. That just tells you how highly he trains and how highly he goes for the finish. So I think Atiba Gutierrez is going to be fine. He's 11 fights into his MMA career. He has plenty of time to grow, and this is nothing more of a stumbling block for his career going forward. Following that fight, we had a fighter who was calling for a title shot, and we have Umar Nurmagomedov taking on Deiveson Figueiredo. In this fight, this is the type of fight where you're like, I deserve a title shot. Umar, I don't think it is. I don't think it was that type of performance, if I'm being completely honest. I wasn't the most, oh my God, I need to see Umar Nurmagomedov fight for the title next. I wasn't feeling like that. But if that's the way they do it, that's the way they do it. But 135 has some really, really fun, interesting pieces right now. I mean, Umar Nurmagomedov probably one more fight away from getting a title shot again. And I would love to see him versus Corey Sandhagen. I don't know what they're going to do with Corey Sandhagen, but he is always a fun fight and a very, very dangerous fight for whoever. But Umar Nurmagomedov was able to beat Deiveson Figueiredo pretty soundly in this fight. Opening up the Paramount Plus era, the main card, we have John Silva taking on Arnold Allen. And this fight was pretty much what you expected in a fight like this. Two stand-up guys, both throwing bombs. It just looked like every time John Silva was able to land on Arnold Allen, his strikes was a little bit more thudder and more dense, more impactful, I should say, in that type of fight. And John Silva was able to win this fight pretty soundly, in my opinion, also. And in one of the two more controversial fights of the night, judging-wise, we had Natalia Silva taking on former champion Rose Namajunas. And Natalia Silva, I thought, fairly even, fairly soundly, went around 1 and 3. A lot of people disagree. A lot of people have Rose up 2-0 going into the third round, which I feel like it's kind of crazy, not insane, because the first round, either way you scored, I don't think it's, oh my God, how can you score from the other person? But people saying that it's a very wild that Natalia Silva won that fight. It's kind of weird in my opinion. But Natalia Silva is next in line for the title shot. I'm pretty sure Valentina Shevchenko, the very dominant champion that she is. And it's going to be a very, very fun fight. What did you guys think about this performance from Natalia Silva? Let me know. Probably the most clearing of the passion of the torches performances of the night. We have Waldo Cortez Acosta taking on Derek Lewis. Derek Lewis, most heavyweight knockouts in UFC history, most knockouts in UFC history in general. He goes out in the second round with Waldo Cortez Acosta. Look like hitting him with a ghost jab and then just getting on top and delivering some powerful ground and pound on Derek Lewis. But Waldo Cortez Acosta, I'm not sure who he gets next, but he is looking like a very, very fun heavyweight. His last loss came against Sergey Pavlovich, which in a fight to where Pavlovich fought smart. It just is what it is. But Waldo Cortez Acosta starts 2026 off with a massive knockout win over Derek Lewis. What did you guys think about this fight? Let me know. In the co-main event of the night, we have Song Yadong taking on Sugar Sean O'Malley. And this is the second fight that I was talking about. The judges, it was very controversial in some people's eyes. And in this one, I thought they got it wrong. I thought Song Yadong was going into round 3 up 2-0. I thought he was up 2-0 round 3. I gave it to Sean O'Malley. And that was really just because the last little flurry that he had in the third round. It is what it is. Song Yadong clearly won round 2, so it all depends on how you score round 1. And it's the same thing as the Natalia Silva fight. It depends on how you feel about it. I thought Song Yadong was a little more active, but it is what it is. If it gets to the judges, you can't be too mad about the result of it. But Sean O'Malley is moving back into the title picture. Does he get a title shot his next time out? I don't know. But you also have a Corey Sandhagen right there. But you also have Umar Nurmagomedov, who is coming off that win over Deiveson Figueiredo on the same card. Because I'm pretty sure they're going to run a trilogy with Murad Dvalishvili and Peter Yan at 135. But what did you guys think about Sugar Sean O'Malley's performance at UFC 324? Let me know. In the main event of the night, we had Mr. Justin Gaethje taking on Paddy the Baddy. And this man, Justin Gaethje, was able to turn back the clock. The 38-year-old was able to put the beats on Paddy the Baddy and just pretty much steal all the hype train that Paddy the Baddy was simply building up. In this fight, Justin Gaethje just looked better. He didn't look as fast as he usually did, but he just looked like he was in there. He has the experience of fighting multiple world champions and legends in the sport, and it showed that Paddy simply hasn't. He hasn't fought that level of competition yet, and it's nothing against Paddy. He just hasn't had it yet, and I think this will be one of those fights to where we look back and be like, Paddy got a lot better after he got his ass kicked by Justin Gaethje in that fight. But Justin Gaethje won a celebratory ass kicking, I think, versus Ilia Topuria. I might be completely wrong. I might come back to look at this video like, what the hell was I talking about? But That is UFC 324. What did you guys think about the night? What would you rate it on a scale of 1 to 10? Let me know down below in the comments. Like always, if you enjoyed the video, please make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Be good people. Peace.